Ladies and gentlemen, we got an exciting video today. Back into some Australian legends in the car world. We're looking at a 1988 HSV VL Commodore SSV Group A Walkinshaw. Whoa, is that a mouthful of a car, but it is a badass machine. This is from a channel called Gray's. We've looked at them before, so it'll be linked in the description down below so you can check them out further. And this is a Discord suggestion from Jake Break, I believe. So thank you guys, as always, for this. I've always wanted to learn more about some iconic Aussie cars, this being one of them. So let's see a little dive into an 88 Walkinshaw with John Bowe. Here we go.
Really, it's another classic.
Look at it on the track back in the day. Beautiful. What a beautiful machine.
Certainly will be.
Whoa! Got a little slip and slide in there.
Listen to that V8.
God, that thing does sound incredible. Oh man.
Out here, I've got my new Grays.com shirt on.
Nice.
And I've
What's up, John?
Today to tell you something very special.
Look at this thing.
This very special
Wow.
car. Back in.
That's an 88. Look at how shiny that thing is. I don't see a speck of anything wrong with this thing. Not a dent, not any rust, nothing. This is a beautiful machine. How cool is it to see a vehicle from 4 decades ago that looks brand new? Oh my God, it's like the closest thing we have to time travel. For someone that wasn't even born yet when this thing came out of the factory, how neat is this?
88. This was an homologation special.
Ah, that's right.
Few manufacturers built.
Probably less than 1,000, right?
For Group A racing. I was racing in that era in a Sierra, which was the same thing, homologation special.
Cool.
The rules said you had to build 500
500.
cars, 500 variants.
Street legal
production
variants.
car
Yeah.
to be able to race it. And TWR, which was HSV, Tom Walkinshaw Racing, produced this car. And
wow.
They're very rare now. They're very sought after. And this one is an absolute mint car.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Build number 198. I think
wow.
it says on the number plate. It's got.
Oh yeah, it does. The Vic plate down here. I love the black and white. 198. This thing, I imagine, is super rare in this condition, and God, I bet this goes for a lot of money. Wow.
Beautiful, beautiful body, beautiful paint.
It is.
Low kilometers.
I don't even know what to call that color. It's not quite, at least from what I see on my computer screen here, it's not quite silver, and it's not quite light blue. It's like a super faint bluish gray, like metal color. I don't know. It's cool though.
It's got the original book. All the trim is in
wow.
perfect condition.
Look at that inside.
You know, really something.
Yo, that is a new car inside from 1988. How freaking cool is this?
Special. Now all these bits on the bodywork were all wind tunnel
spectacular
in the UK, and although at the time it took a bit of stick.
Now I imagine, like he said, all this bodywork, I presume, is functional, right? This is a homologation special. It's made to go fast. It's basically, you know, it's like a race car, right? I mean, it's like a street legal version of a race car, and I imagine this is one of those cars where you either loved it or hated it. Some people might think this is ugly with all the bodywork. Some people might love it. I love it because I'm into weird 80s kind of over-the-top vehicles like this. It may not be like, you know, traditionally beautiful like some cars are. They're just smooth and flowing. But it's cool looking, right? Cool looking is different than beautiful in my book. So, yeah, I like the look of this thing. It's really neat.
There's the Ugly Duckling. It was quite successful in the hands of the Holden Racing team and Larry Perkins in particular. Larry was very good at making these cars work. So,
yeah, you got to tell me in the comments down below if this is up there on your favorite cars list, and if you think this is a cool car or if you think it's ugly. Go ahead and tell me.
It's a real homologation special. There's you know, in the world of automotive, there were the M3 BMWs, which had versions 1, 2, and 3 Evos, and obviously the Ford Sierras, and eventually the Godzilla, which probably killed racing, was also an homologation special. Sorry.
Car was a beast.
So we're going to have a little look around it. look at some detail, and I'm going to have a drive in it.
Oh,
because I've
nice.
never driven one. Right, so here we are.
Oh, okay. First thing I notice is, look, that hood scoop, or whatever you want to call it, ram air system, whatever, is functional, because look, we can actually see through to the other side. It's an actual opening. It's not fake. A lot of cars nowadays, or at least American cars, have, you know, the fake look there, and they're not actually functional. Second of all, this is a, wow, very aggressive looking engine bay. It looks nice for how old it is, right? Let's see what he says here.
Where does that go? In there, hopefully. So you can see here the twin throttle bodies, the special manifold.
Wow.
If you took the
Twin
plenum,
throttle
if you took
bodies.
this off,
Wow.
you'd see 8 trumpets in there. This was all
Holy
fed from this
smokes.
bonnet opening. Quite clever for the period, because
Yeah.
you can see also it has vents here to let the air out, which is a bit of a problem in any sort of touring car.
Oh, so it did have the air that would intake over here down into the filter you saw over here that would obviously feed into the dual throttle bodies. How crazy is that? Really cool. And these right here, what I was pointing at, that's more of a heat extraction device, basically.
Dead standard as it came off the factory, and these were built in very limited numbers,
Very
purely
sharp.
so that they could go racing. So they were built in HSV's factory, I think, is out close to here in Dandenong, and yeah, pretty.
I mean, look at this. All original, clearly, because you see a little bit of wear on it. I mean, for Pete's sakes, it's from the 80s, and we're in the 2020s now, so that's more than fair, right? But it's in very great nick for how old it is. But it's cool to see just a little bit of wear on it to show that it's real. It's a real car. It's original for the most part, I'm sure. Again, it's in great shape. This is really cool.
Special vehicle. It was a big progression on the Blue Meanie and the Brock Group A cars. So,
Yeah.
there was one after this, which was a VN Group A, very similar, but in a bigger body. So pretty special Holden. They don't come much more special than this. And if you want to use it as an everyday car, I believe they're quite drivable. That's why I'm very keen to have a little steer.
Nice. Look at that. Yeah. First of all, let's all appreciate this big warehouse he's in. Wow. Do we have some awesome sets of wheels in the background? I mean, everywhere I look. Jumbo, you got it going on in this video, man. I mean, this looks like a fun environment. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Would I like to spend a day in there? But here we go. He is going to take us out for a ride in this thing. I'm super excited to see this. I don't know about you guys. Listen to that rumble. What a cool car, man. Look at that over-the-top deck lid,
so I'm really
wing spoiler. I don't know what you'd call that, but wow.
interested to see how it drives. I've raced against plenty of them. In fact, 1990, Win Percy and Alan Grice won the Bathurst 1000. We had, Dick Johnson and I had an issue with the Sierras, so yeah, they were very good competitors, and that's what makes them extremely rare. They're only built so people could make them into race cars. They were an homologation special. There's been a few through the decades. Lotus Cortinas is one that comes to mind, but very, very special car. So I wonder if it
You can
drives
hear that
as
thing
well
idling, the
as
rumble.
it looks.
Wow. No pressure, right? I mean, it's a really nice example of a car that's definitely on the rare side. And like I said, I imagine is really worth a lot, I'm sure. So yeah, be careful, but no pressure, right? I always am drooling over cars like these, but at the same time, when you want to drive it, I don't trust other people on the road. You know, like this is not some regular commuter car.
The beauty
you know?
of this is it's so modern. It feels terrific. You know, it's got a beautiful silky gear change, really nice
awesome.
steering, power steering, of course. So compared to the old supercars of the era, you know, the Falcon GTs and things like that, L34 Tiranas, it's, you know, it's not hard work to drive. It's actually easy to drive.
That's awesome.
And it's, I can't show you right at the moment, but in a minute when I can, if you open the throttle, you can hear that induction noise from the twin throttle body. So it's almost like it had, you know, Weber carbs on it or something without air cleaners. It sounds really good. I'll let you hear the induction noise.
Oh yeah. You can.
Great.
You can hear it, even through the camera. Wow.
These were really special cars, and
oh, that looks like fun.
Didn't appreciate it at the time, but now I do. And this is a special version of a special car.
You know, he made a good point there. I didn't understand at first until I heard it. That thing is very impressive for the time, the whole dual throttle bodies and the fact that it is fuel injected, right? So it's obviously modern fuel injection. But I like that. You don't hear this much. It's a fuel injected motor that actually has the bassy grunt and then that induction noise of a carbureted engine. We all, like true car guys I know, love older cars, and you know, you can't just describe to someone who hasn't experienced it how older carbureted engines have just this different feel to them, and they rev different, they drive different, and it just feels amazing, so visceral. For someone younger like me that didn't get to grow up with those, it's a shame. Like the very lucky chances I've had to just like rev up a car that had a carburetor. God, it's like an addicting experience. It's amazing. And what's cool is this thing, for being fuel injected, actually seems like it has kind of that badass factor that the old carbies had, right? It's kind of unique. It doesn't sound like more of the muted fuel injected, newer engines that you would hear today. It's kind of cool. It's like a cross between both. Wow, look at that big truck back there. Holy smokes. That's big even by American standards. Yikes. Wow. Spectacular.
Well, I had never driven a Walkinshaw Group A car until now. So this has been quite a thrill. It's a terrific car. This is a magic version of a terrific car.
Wow,
so
that's neat.
Back in the day, they were, looked at as being quite unusual because the styling's unusual.
Right.
But it was all done for a reason. It was done in a wind tunnel in the UK by TWR Racing, which was Tom Walkinshaw Racing. Then they were built out here at HSV and purely to be able to go racing. But as a road car, it's really nice. It's very sweet to drive. You could use it as an everyday driver if you're so inclined. So Grays will be putting this online in the next week or two, so keep an eye out on a Thursday.
I gotta find that listing, see how much that puppy's going for. That was a really cool review and a quick look at a beautiful example of an 88 VL Commodore. Happened to be a Walkinshaw. Really, really cool. Much more to learn for me on, I kind of cars around the world, but especially I really vibe with the Australian cars because, like I always say, they had their own flair. They were the best of both worlds. They were kind of like, they had the poised and balanced chassis and great handling of, more European style cars. And yet they had the V8s a lot of times and, the awesome sound and experience of American cars. So I love these style of vehicles, especially from Australia. That was really, really fun. And wow, that another car that I think any gearhead would love to get behind the wheel of. Really, really cool. So thank you for that suggestion from you guys. That was from Grays. Always really fun watching John Bowe. These are fun videos. So make sure to check those out in the description down below. And please throw a thumbs up on this video. It will help it out. I do appreciate that. Also subscribe, join our amazing community here. I cannot wait to see you guys down in the comments to see what you guys thought of these. Maybe you had one, maybe you raced against one, whatever the case is. Let's hear your stories down below. These are really cool. Another HSV Holden that is just, wow, like really, really cool. Before we go, I just noticed I'm doing my outro here. He does have a link to the car. Let's view the car, then I'll say goodbye. Holy smokes, there it is. This closed on April 26th, so almost a month ago. There she is right there, 261,000 bones. Holy smokes. That's a lot of money. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that's in Australian dollars. Clearly, doesn't matter. That's a lot of money. That would still be around 200 grand or more American dollars for me. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, I'd like to pretend I could afford that. Definitely not. That's definitely in the dream car category, right? But really impressive. I thought that'd go for a lot of money. I was thinking more than 2 to like 100 grand. But then again, what do I know, right? That's not my expertise, that kind of car or HSVs in general. But wow, that is very impressive, actually. So there it is, 261 grand. Some lucky buyer, presumably, is getting that car soon if they haven't already. So that's kind of cool. But regardless, there you go. It is sold. What a spectacular vehicle. I already did most of my outro. So with that being said, guys, my name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, I'll catch you later.